Okay, so next, let's try to determine the x-intercepts of this equation. Oh shoot, this equation. So this one actually is very easy. And again, you would set f of x to equal 0. So when 0 equals... let's find both of these. So we can actually split them up where 0 equals x minus 1 and 0 equals x plus 2. And then you just take them on both sides of the equation. So here it would be 1 equals x, and then on this side it would be 2 or minus 2 equals x. And if you look at this, if I type that incorrectly, yes. So we have x equals 1 and x equals minus 2. X here equals minus 2, and then x here equals 1. So there is more elements to this where there's a y-intercept and there's a valley here, but that's a really simple way to get some roots. So if we were to expand this into an entire equation, well, if we were to write this in a different way, you can distribute all of the terms across using FOIL. So FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, last. So first means the x's. So first, you multiply x times x, you get x squared. Then outside, you get x times plus 2, you get plus 2x. Then inside terms, you'd multiply 1 or minus 1 times x to get minus x. And then last terms would be the last terms here. So minus 1 times positive 2 is negative 2. And we can simplify this by adding these together because they have the same variable of x. Neither of them have a different power, so you can actually add these together to just get plus x, and then you have minus 2 because you just move this over. So x squared plus x equals minus 2. So let's type that in. X squared plus x minus 2. Oh, it disappeared, but that's because these are the exact same equations, just written in different ways. So we can do this for even bigger equations. So how about, what if we add x minus 6 to this equation? Now we have 3 x-intercepts. So how the heck are we supposed to do this? And I will actually need a refresher. So I'm going to go look at this real quick to see if there's any cubic functions in this textbook. Let's see. So we have... Do we not have any? Polynomial functions. No. Okay. Let's go back. Algebra 2. Wait, is this the same thing? Okay, bro. Okay, well, I can't find in that textbook, but if we add the x minus 6 here, and you multiply it with all of these, let's get rid of these two real quick. You have this beast of a graph where it goes up, and then down, and then up again. So, if you remember, to get the x-intercept, you would just have to make each of these equal 0, and you use your algebra skills to get x isolated. So you would be able to figure out that x would equal 6, positive 6 here, x equals positive 1 here, and then x equals negative 2 here. And when you look at the x-intercepts, when y equals 0, you have minus 2, positive 1, and over here you have positive 6. So I'm going to take this equation. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's take this equation and we're going to... Is that the right equation? Okay. So I'm going to actually use some help with Google AI because I'm a fucking chud, dude. So, okay, now I remember. So we can start with two of these terms using FOIL. So, remember first terms. So first terms, then the outside terms, the inside terms, and then the last terms. So x times x is x squared, and then x times minus 1 is minus x, and then minus 6 times x equals minus 6x. Minus 6 times minus 1 equals positive 6. And we can simplify this to equal x squared negative x7, or 7x, plus 6. So now we have this term, and we have x squared. That's a really bad way of drawing it, but we have that. And I need a reminder of how to do this too. So let's see. Why is step 2 and 3 the same? Oh, so this is basically what we did. And what's going on down here? Let's try to figure this out. So the way that I'm going to think about this is that we're going to do FOIL, but a little bit more complicated, where I'm going to take the first term and then I'm going to multiply it separately for both of these. So x squared times x is going to be x cubed, and I'm going to put x, or 2x to the second here, because x squared times positive 2 equals this. Then I'm going to move on to minus 7x, where minus 7x times x equals minus 7x squared. And then minus 7x times 2 is going to equal minus 14x. And then positive 6 times x equals positive 6x. Then positive 6 times positive 2 equals 12. So now we have this big ugly equation right here. But we can simplify it because we have like terms where there's x squared here, and then there's an x squared here, and then there's a x by itself and an x by itself. So I'm going to rewrite this x cubed here, and then I'm going to add these together to get minus 5 x squared. And I'm going to add these together to get minus 8x plus 12. So this equation should be the exact same as this equation, this one, and this one. And we're going to exclude this one because it's just what these two are multiplied together. So we're going to ignore this. So let's test it out. Let's try to type this in. So we have, I'm actually going to split screen this to make it a little bit easier on me. Okay. So we already have this one graphed. So let's see. I'm going to type in x squared minus 7x plus 6 times x plus 2. As you can see, it looks like the line is turning green, which means the equation is right on top of each other, and they are the exact same equation. So let's take this big ugly one right here. Can I deselect my... I'm just gonna have to move or zoom in and out to move my shit around. So here we have x, oh my gosh, what did I just do? X cubed here, 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 6x plus 12. Oh, and look at that. Looks like the line's changing color again, which means these terms are right on top of each other. And finally, I'm gonna type in the final one that we have here. Okay, bro. And then look at that again, right on top of the last one.